السلام عليكم أعزائنا الطلبة. المدرس المساعد كرار عليوي، قسم الترجمة، كلية الآداب. Our lecture for today is translation into English. You know that if you want to be a translator, you have to practice and to train yourself on translations, especially translations into English. So before starting the lecture, we have to define translations as simple as possible. Translation simply is a process of transferring a text from one language into another. So this is a simple definitions for the translations. Our course for this academic year is designed to focus on the translations into English to improve the students' abilities to translate in a good and impactful way. Further, the course also paves the way for students to acquaint the methods, style, and ways used by English speakers in their official and standard language, or English. This course is also a foundation for students to get familiar with English styles so that they can practice translations on various fields of knowledge. In the translations, we have to focus on the translations of headlines. So this is our, let's say, beginning in learning how to translate into English. So we have to know how to translate the headlines. As you know that we would cover in this course different kind of fields like political, economic, literary, legal, and medical translation. So we would be covering these kinds of fields in our subject, which is the translations into English. So we have to deal with the translations of the headlines, and headlines translations has, let's say, a number of characteristics. One of these characteristics is that headlines is always not a complete sentence. So the sentence in headlines is not complete. And like, for example, we have let's say Putin withdraws from Russian elections. So if we want to translate this headline, it would be Putin ينسحب من الانتخابات الروسية. And another characteristic of the translations of headline is that headlines often leave out articles and verb to be to save space. You know that headlines should be as short as possible. So to save space and to make the reader attractive and to read actually the whole text. So we have, for example, زلزال المدمر يضرب شرق الهند. Strong earthquake, just like strong earthquake rocks East India. So we did not use headline in this, we did not use articles in this headline. In headlines, simple tenses are often used instead of progressive or perfect forms. The simple present is used for both present and past events. So our sentence should be in the present form. Even if we want to talk about the future, we would not use articles, but rather we would use to plus verb to indicate future actions. For example, if I want to give an example about this characteristics, like President of Iraq to visit Jordan, President of Iraq or Iraqi President to visit Jordan. So here the form to visit indicates future. That means the president will visit Jordan in the future or in a specific date depending on the, let's say, sentence. As I explained, dear students, that this course, this academic year, we would cover, a specific number of fields. We say that political, journalistic, we would talk about economic and financial translations in the first semester of this course, while in the second semester we would talk about the literary translations, and we would cover also medical translations. And this course, the first semester of this course, is very important because it would pave the way for students for legal translations and correspondence translations in the coming stages. So it's very important for students to get acquainted and to know vocabularies as much as possible and to get styles, say field of knowledge, jargons in this course, because it is the basis for the translators, for the promising and the future translators. So we have this text. It is a text from Arabic into English, and we have to translate this text from Arabic into English. So we have the headline, as you can see: قوات الأمن النيجيرية تقتل 13 في غارة على عصابة لخطف الأشخاص. So this is a headline. We have to start translating the headlines, taking into considerations the characteristics that we explain about. We say that the headlines should not have articles, should have no auxiliary, should be as short as possible, we can use abbreviations and acronyms if the headlines can be abbreviated. If one of the sentences or one of the phrases can be abbreviated so that we can save space and we can give, let's say, suspense to the reader to read the whole text. So if we want to translate this headlines, we can say Nigerian security forces kill 13 in raid on kidnapping gang. So this is the translations of the headlines. And so now we will translate the text. We have the first paragraph. قتلت الشرطة النيجيرية 13 من أعضاء عصابة يشتبه قيامهم بخطف مواطن تركي في غارة على مخبئهم بولاية ريفرز المنتجة للنفط. So this is the first paragraph of this text or piece of news, which is political, because in the first semester we would cover political and economic translations. So the translations can be: the Nigerian police killed 13 gang members suspected of kidnapping a Turkish citizens in a raid on their hideout in the oil-producing reverse state. So we have a number of vocabularies like makhba, we can say hideout, we can say hidden place. So even for example, we have also the phrase المنتجة للنفط, oil producing, like الولاية المنتجة للنفط, المحافظة المنتجة للنفط. We can say the oil producing country, the oil producing state, the oil producing province. So depending on the context. We have also the second paragraph. وقال متحدث باسم الشرطة في ريفرز, which is the state, الولاية, اليوم السبت, إن فريقا من جنود الشرطة والجيش اقتحم معسكر العصابة فجر الجمعة وقتلوا 13 من أعضائها في اشتباك بالأسلحة النارية. So let's go back and translate this paragraph. Police spokesman in Rivers said on Saturday. So this is a quotation and a direct speech. So we can say the speaker at the beginning, and then between two inverted commas, we can say the quoted speech, or the speech that has directly been said by the spokesperson, which is المتحدث باسم. We can say spokesperson, spokesman, spokeswoman if the speakers or if the spokesperson is a woman. So police spokesman in Rivers said on Saturday a team of police and army soldiers stormed the gang's camp at dawn on a Friday and killed 13 of its members in a gunfight. So we have اقتحم, we can use the verb storm as اقتحم, we can use invade. معسكر العصابة, gangs camp, gangs camp. ولم يقدم تفاصيل عما حدث للمواطن التركي. That means يعني المتحدث باسم الشرطة لم يقدم تفاصيل عما حدث للمواطن التركي. So here the sentence is or can be translated in this way. He did not, I mean the spokesman, we can say the spokesman and we can say he, because he refers to the previously mentioned subject, which is the spokesperson or the spokesman. So he did not provide details about what happened to the Turkish citizens. وأعمال الخطف للمطالبة بفدية شائعة في منطقة دلتا النيجر الساحلية التي يوجد بها أضخم صناعة للنفط في أفريقيا، وغالبية الأشخاص الذين خطفوا هم من النيجيريين، لكن عمال نفط وتشييد أجانب استهدفوا أيضا. So this paragraph has a number of vocabularies that we have to take into considerations and we have to memorize, because such vocabularies can be repeated in, let's say, in other fields of translations, in other subjects, or even in coming text. Kidnapping for ransom is common in the coastal Niger Delta region, home to Africa's largest oil industry. Kidnapping هي أعمال الخطف. الفدية can be translated into ransom. منطقة دلتا نيجر الساحلية, coastal Niger or coastal Niger Delta region, we can say which is home to Africa's largest oil industry, or we can remove which and say directly home to Africa's largest oil industry. And the final paragraph, or the final sentence, لكن عمال نفط وتشييد أجانب استهدفوا أيضا. You know, عمال نفط وتشييد, but foreign oil and constructions workers have also been targeted. عمال التشييد اللي هم عمال البناء يقصد بهم. Constructions, we can say oil and constructions workers. وإذا نريد نبين إنه هؤلاء العمال أجانب, we can say foreign oil and constructions workers have also been targeting. So thank you so much, dear students. So I wish you all the best and see you next lecture. Thank you.